Welcome, everyone, to the Sales Committee Podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of July 2nd, 2023.
Rate limit exceeded.
Oh, sorry, guys. I guess we're done for tonight. Well, shit. Well, we'll do what we can. We'll do what Elon lets us. Things are great.
Oh, I just opened the account and we just got rate limited again. Excellent.
Yeah, we did.
Awesome.
Also, I thought TweetDeck was okay, but TweetDeck is not okay. So we are
Not
just,
okay.
this sucks. Yeah. Hopefully this is temporary, but like we've said on the account, we have basically a bunch of contingency plans. We do have Instagram. We do have Blue Sky. We do have a subreddit, although Reddit's trying to immolate itself as fast as possible as well. And if worse comes to worse, I will print out a newsletter and put it in your P.O. box with all my shitty opinions. People were like, can I actually sign up for this?
I mean, really, just sign up for our Substack already. It's free and
That's
it's
true.
emailed, so it typically comes out once a week. So
Save us
definitely,
on postage.
it does
Yep.
save us a little bit on postage. I don't have to go to stamps.com for any postage.
Not
but
a sponsor.
if
Could be a
they
sponsor.
if they want to sponsor us, come on down, stamps.com. I'm sure your product is fine, but please
Yeah.
give us a promo code and we will hawk some stamps for you.
We can be bought,
We can be
Oh,
bought, yes, definitely.
Absolutely, we can be bought. Just
and
so
very
we're
reasonably.
just so we're clear, we haven't taken Saudi investment fund money because they haven't offered it. If they do, happy to take it.
Absolutely. I'm
Happy
scared
to-
of dog church.
Happy to take Saudi money. I'm just gonna say that here.
Man, really?
Wouldn't
How much though, man?
No. okay.
If I could
it's
do
gotta-
this, if I could do this full time for Saudi
Oh,
money,
beyond
Yeah.
full time, actually, beyond full time. I was
beyond
gonna say
full-time, all right.
enough to get the four of us basically to buy the compound that we all want in our hearts in Pennsylvania somewhere.
so it'd be called the Sickos Committee Compound.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Because
What we're going to do is we're going to found the town of Shreveport, Pennsylvania.
done.
Yes.
oh yeah,
Sorry, we will buy some
Becoming an
land in
autonomous
Pennsylvania.
collective.
yeah. Just remember that every group of people is just a large paycheck away from being a cult, and so I think we can get there.
So is that what happened in State College?
That was
Nice shot at.
that was good. That was good.
Somewhere Danger's like, hey.
Dangerous. We're gonna get the one person in our mentions that is gonna complain that we're too mean about Penn State, but we can't see you because the rate limit has been exceeded.
Rate limit exceeded.
Yeah.
Hey,
sorry.
that's fine.
Sorry.
It's nice to get to ignore some things. I won't lie, but it gets really annoying when I can't see. Even the best part is clicking on the replies to our tweets and not being able to see what tweet they're replying to. That's
No.
my favorite thing.
Mm.
I couldn't see anything.
That was
And
great.
it's so like the Big Sky Conference was tweeting at us and like, this is great. And I was like, I have no idea what you're replying to right now, but I will like your tweet happily. Thank you, Big Sky Conference.
We will try to get you guys on Blue Sky. We promise.
Yes, we are. There's a helicopter leaving. We still have many flights out. We're getting folks on.
Yeah. Shout out to friend of the show, Georgia is the verb, who is coordinating the Dunkirk evacuation of the commentariat as we
Oh
speak.
yeah, this is absolutely our Dunkirk. This is our generation's Dunkirk.
Every boat across the channel.
No, it's just weird that I feel kind of bummed about this happening personally. I mean, our Twitter account just kind of took off out of nowhere unexpectedly. We didn't plan for something like this to happen. But now we're trying to get going, and then of course this thing falls apart where it's our main platform, which we have other life apps. Please support us in many different ways. You can, but it's just kind of really disappointing. Like this one person took it over, and then is just slowly ruining what we've made. But we're gonna find a way. We will always live on. The Sickos Committee will live on. Viva la resistance. That's right.
It's almost like this gives us an opportunity to make it is an object lesson and a very valid critique of the concentration of power and wealth in the hands of a very small group of people.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what this podcast is about.
Well, and we are, to be clear, lucky because none of us are trying to do this as a full-time job right now. And there are many people who have built the whole plane out of this.
Yes.
And I can now understand a small fraction of the level of panic that is in their souls right now, and it is fucking chilling.
This also gives us the chance and makes us realize that diversifying is the correct answer. It's always the correct answer. That if you chain your whatever to someone else's platform, you're going to get fucked eventually. This is like when OnlyFans for a moment decided they were not going to do porn because they were going to use OnlyFans for normal things.
Check out our
Normal.
link tree.
Normal,
Just like OnlyFans people.
Normal's not even the right word. I use normal pejoratively. That's wrong.
I thought
Like,
you
they
said
thought-
normal for a second, but okay.
Normal porn.
I don't know.
Someone showed me a Garf Kini. I need to show this to you. Hold up.
I just saw that.
Kendra?
My friend Mike showed me the same Garfield bikini, the Garfkini.
Which is probably about 2 seconds away from being in our Discord.
Yeah,
Join
sure.
our Discord.
Join our Discord. We're gonna post the Garfkini.
Entirely
go.
tangential. I saw a car, like a late 90s, early aughts SUV with a bumper sticker advertising, I presume, the driver's OnlyFans on the back. And I aspire to live my life with that degree of confidence. I did not go look at the OnlyFans, but I respect the hustle.
Yeah, there it is. Kavish just posted it in the
Exclusive
Garf Kini.
Discord.
What in the...
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's exactly
Oh,
what you think
no.
of it. Yeah,
if
no,
you
it's
squint really hard, it looks like two tails kissing each other on top of the mouth of Dr. Robotnik.
oh yeah, that's two foxes kissing.
So my
Now-
friend
now-
Mike also said, just imagining the tan lines here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's that. There's also the fact that you have to be very much shaped a certain way to pull that off.
Mm-hmm.
That has
I am
cutouts
not
that are
shaped
not
that way, by the
friendly for people who are not shaped that way.
Oh yeah, in no world am I putting this thing on
Me
and looking
either.
like anything other than like a bakery fail.
yeah. I typed in Garfield bikini into Google Images search, and I'm really regretting that now. So I'm just gonna close that out. Lots of deviant art. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, yeah, well.
Clear your
Yeah.
history.
Once again, we're talking about platforms that have done things like people that went all in on Tumblr, and then Tumblr was like, we're not gonna have porn anymore. I don't think Tumblr realized that that's what Tumblr was a great spot for folks who were trying to make art
Mhm.
and wanting to come together and
Making very specific kinds of fan art.
right.
Yes.
And they were just, I think they just got stupid and were like, oh, we don't need these people. These people were floating your entire platform. And I know that sports Twitter does not float Twitter, but sports Twitter is a large chunk of it.
Well, and ultimately, what floats so many of these platforms is creatives. Like, people who make things, because these platforms don't make anything. They provide a space where people can create. And whenever you put these kinds of policies in place and you stifle that creativity, there is less and less of a reason to go to your platform. Like, that's the cautionary tale here for those who front platforms and those who maintain them. Like, remembering that ultimately you are providing a place for content, but if you make it inhospitable to that content, your place will die.
A great example of that is with Reddit trying to light itself on fire as quickly as, like doing a speed run of destroying itself.
Mhm.
The AMA subreddit said they're no longer going to do any of the legwork for it. If people want to like do their own, like people want to, come and talk, but they're not going to do any verifications anymore. They're not going to do any of that because Reddit itself refused to help. They were just shitting on them.
Mhm.
And so the AMA people who, you want to talk about something that made Reddit huge,
Mhm.
like let's talk about history, kids, past the dig exodus into Reddit
Yeah.
Mhm.
was this. And Reddit has been like, no, I guess we don't need this. Okay, fuck it, fine. We're not going to do the work.
I do want to jump back 1 second and talk
Yeah.
about sports Twitter. The other thing that I think is relevant here is that, like, sports Tumblr exists, right?
Yeah.
Sports Reddit
Instagram.
exists, sports Instagram exists. But the thing about sports Twitter specifically, and the thing I think especially for Twitter as a platform that is valuable about the existence of sports Twitter, is that Twitter is really, really good, or it was, for breaking news and being the place where we're all watching the same thing at the same time.
Mhm.
Sports is one of the last instances of we're all watching the same thing at the same time. Twitter alienating sports Twitter, alienating everyone who's not a transphobic Elon space nut job, is going to lose them a valuable segment of their user base, even if they don't post regularly.
Mhm.
Most users of any platform don't post regularly, but you still have the eyeballs from the lurkers. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are on sports Twitter who don't say much, who are now like, okay, where am I going to be on September 9th? It's a great question. Find us on Blue Sky.
Yeah. Like, I mean, as you guys know, I don't tweet very much.
Mhm.
some, but it's fairly rarely. I was on there a ton, reading what other people had to say, like using it to formulate some of the things that I was thinking, but I'm not somebody who's heavily engaged on Twitter. I'm engaged on other platforms. Having that connection to other people who are watching the same thing and reacting to it, like, I'm lucky I have our Discord. Of course, others can have our Discord too, but it really stinks for a whole lot of people. And I don't know what the plan here is. I don't know if this is, like, this feels like one of those things where, like, you take a thing, you, like, run it into the ground and then you sell it for parts. And there are many businesses that work that way. The problem is that, like, I don't understand what the parts of Twitter that could theoretically be for sale are. There's no copper to strip out of those wires.
I think the best case scenario is that it gets run into the ground and then it gets resold to someone who has a better idea of how to manage it. Sort of in the same way that after the porn ban went in on Tumblr, it lost a lot of its value. Verizon sold it. It got bought by somebody else and the user base has started to come back. That is the, like, optimistic scenario for Twitter,
right?
I think. But
the pessimistic scenario is this is Yahoo Answers.
Right. This is Yahoo Answers. This is MySpace. This is something this is
Friendster.
Yeah, this is a dead social network, and we all move on to the next thing.
Goodbye, LiveJournal. Goodbye.
I've had, like, many ideas, and really it's been kind of strange to just, go through something like the contingency plan. Like, we've had to, like, spread out, and we've had to diversify our bonds. Just basically, I've tried to spread us out, but Twitter's our bread and butter, and it's really the only one that can, real-time updates, real-time live stuff. Everybody's watching the game. Sometimes Twitter's faster than your video feed because you have Hulu and you're on a 5-second delay. So you get the game spoiled somehow when you're watching Twitter. And
all you see is 20 people typing, "Oh shit!"
It's like, "Oh no, what happened?" And I'm like, what's coming up?" Just like, "Oh no!" Or sometimes you lose the last minute of the entire game because Hulu craps out on you.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
that's
something
right.
like that. But I've had random ideas. I've had some, like, I wanted to create, like, an app just for us, and basically all college football related scores, live scores,
like FootMob, but yeah,
like the soccer app FootMob that has every single layer of soccer known to man.
Shout out today, big Faroese, like, derby, HB Torshavn versus Klasivik. Klasivik has kept their 3-year, I believe, unbeaten streak still going, and beat their big rivals. The Islands are blue. Fuck yeah, Kyoraki.
So we buried the lead here, but this is where we want to announce our merger with Stadium TV and Periscope.
Sure. Done. You can find us on OnlyFans, where we will show you Hawaii after dark at 2 a.m. on a live stream.
And my feet.
Yep.
You can show the feet if you want.
Everybody gets to see our Converse.
Someone on my personal Twitter account today posted this dude whose thing on OnlyFans is for $5 a month. That's the cost of his OnlyFans. He has a podcast where he talks to women and then he fucks them. That's his podcast.
Okay.
Hey, whatever,
Sure.
man. Make your money.
Absolutely. I'd imagine that your interview with a bank to get a loan on a house is hysterical, and you absolutely should go get that bread.
Oh, yeah, I bet that is fun. Income sources. I'm self-employed. What do you do? Well,
have you heard of my podcast?
Just check the box. There isn't a box for this.
I'm gonna need more than that one line.
Yeah, it's like
describe my
you
self-employed
gave
status.
Other in 8 characters.
Speaking of people that got hosed on the day where Twitter decided to self-immolate, the Italian Bowl.
wait. You know what
sorry.
we haven't done yet, and we're 15 minutes into the podcast.
Shit.
Rate limit exceeded.
Shit.
Morgan,
Hey, everyone,
high five
I'm
you
Jordan.
from afar.
And with me tonight, I've got Kamish, Pit Girl, and Beth.
Rate
not
limit
gonna ask y'all-
exceeded.
Yeah, hold up. Let me get my.
Rate limit exceeded. Too many
And I
hosts.
And I have a soundboard. Hold up.
Rate limit exceeded.
There we go. Yeah, people who got hosed due to rate limit exceeded. The Italian Bowl. These guys have tried so hard to get, like, good social media vibes for their game, and the day when they needed it to happen.
And we were there for you.
Right.
Yeah, we were ready. We had
In the
people
biggest possible
there.
way.
Yes. We had people trying to organize in our mentions, and it wasn't working.
They were trying to
Oh.
organize in the mentions, and then in our Discord we had a thread. It was called the Italian Bowl Meetup. So our friend, podcast guest Chicken Sedan, was there with his Mazda, with his trunk open, grilling some brats outside the Italian bowl, and Twitter's just rate limiting everything. And the Italian bowl only had a choice to say, "You rate limit me on this, the day of my Italian bowl." Sorry, Italian bowl. You
But
limit me
it
on
ended
the day
up
of my
being
Italian bowl.
a pretty good game because the Guelfi Ferenzi lost. Arsenal got his shit kicked in,
That's right.
and the
God
Parma
bless.
Panthers won. Go Cheese Cats!
Go
Cheese
Cheese Cats.
A first-year
Cheese
head
Cats.
coach. This is his first gig ever. Championship first year.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
Perfect.
Hey, you
And-
mean to tell me that Arsenal lost to a first-year head coach? Get fucked, Arsenal. Go Cheese
And-
Cats.
The best part was they kept talking. I can't remember which team it was for, but I think it was Parma. They had one wide receiver who was like 17 years old and one wide receiver who was 45.
Yes!
And they both scored touchdowns.
We'd love to see it.
We do.
Can we
We
give
were
the
looking-
17-year-old a scholarship?
We were looking at some of the, like, one of the players was born in like 82. And I was like,
Can
oh
we
my
get
God.
the
this is
45-year-old a
great.
scholarship?
It's true. He probably still has eligibility.
Bet you he does. I think he's retiring after this. He's also like a part-time like paper mill worker
Was that
too or something.
the 42-year-old man, the one that picked up the extra point that was snapped over the head? Because he
Yes.
was running like a 42-year-old man.
Yeah,
That
he
makes
was
a whole
running-
lot of sense. Like, he had no flexibility at all. He was
Let,
just
let me, let me see if I have a Twitter account that isn't rate limited so I can show you guys the video of trouble
gonna-
with the snap.
I'm going to shut down the Twitter and close the app and whatever, and hopefully that frees up your rate limits so we can watch this.
While
I'm gonna-
you're
I'll-
looking for that, I just need you guys to know, and I'm not going to try and do it because it will be atrocious, but my brain is giving me Mike Gundy, I'm a man, I'm 40, in the stereotypical, like, Italian
I'm a
accent.
man.
I'm a party.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I got it. Let me share
Come
screen.
after me.
So this was not quite in garbage time, but pretty close. At this
Oh,
point,
I'm almost a man.
the game was pretty much in hand. The Panthers were up 27-13, and the Guelfi had just scored, and they were going to bring it to at least like close. But then we have trouble with the snap.
Make it a 13-point game.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
To Powell.
Oh, yeah.
That is very much trouble with the snap.
The ball is still loose.
Oh no!
Kicker trying to pick it up.
Oh, no.
It's like the 92 yard.
Oh no! Keep
Oh,
going!
you can't be
Then
serious
here's
with
the
this.
40-year-old man
This
running. Look at him.
Bill
Look at that flexibility.
My word.
Oh,
And it's every time
Exactly
what it
Guelph
looks like
were
when
able to
I
take
run.
a couple steps forward, they get pushed backward, and here's, you get 6 points and you give up 2. You just can't make your way back into a game that way.
The series of them trying to recover the snap
Oh,
reminds
yeah,
me
like-
of the first and 90, or I guess it was like third and 92. Was that a Mississippi State game a couple years ago?
something like that. Yeah.
Mississippi State and Louisiana Tech, you
Yes.
can't forget that Louisiana Tech did that. So you can never forget that.
You cannot.
This
you
is
can
not-
never.
This is not coming from a ULM fan that doesn't like Louisiana Tech. But never forget that Louisiana Tech messed that up.
It was a fun game. Great is like gonna sell it too much. It was a really fun game. I'm glad there was a good stream for it. It did look like all the FIU games we watched this year because the white balance was way off. It looked like it was being filmed on a handy cam. I remember Toledo games looking better than that usually. So I think this was just someone else's cameras. It was on like Buckeye Sports Network, whatever it was called, from we found last week.
Buckeye
It was
Broadband.
sufficiently weird, silly football in July.
Right. What
That's
more do
exactly
you want?
what you want in July.
Yeah.
And also the rest of the time, actually.
Yes.
At halftime, they had the world's most Italian man between two other people trying to do analysis. And the dude had this beautiful silver wavy hair.
I want my hair to do that. Like, that's the ultimate goal for my hair, and it doesn't do it.
Yes, it's so good. Apparently, he's the owner of some team in the second tier of Italian football who's moving up.
Oh,
So
Wait, does Italian football have promotion and relegation?
it has promotion and relegation. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Oh, that's so exciting. I'm so excited now. I mean, I was excited before, but I'm extra excited now that I know this.
all right. The Italian man's name was Raffaello Pellegrini.
There was an Alex Ferrari on the field, okay?
Yes. There also was a Vanini on the field. So on the Friends. So Chris Vanini, he's claiming relationship there. Like it is definitely a long lost cousin or something like that. So
And we had people, by the way, who went to this game and got in their car. And then, do you know where they went? They went to Canton because the USFL championship game was the same day.
Oh, no.
oh yes.
Oh, yes.
The
And they
Sicko
got in their
Summer
car.
Special.
And they drove straight to Canton, went through Parma, Ohio. Moon over Parma, bring my love to me tonight.
Go Cheese Cats.
Those are not the same places in Ohio.
And so they got to the USFL championship game, which, again, back in Canton. Not sure why this year, because last year it wasn't in Birmingham because of the World Games. But this year, they just had it in Canton again because they used it for New Jersey and Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they were the Pittsburgh Maulers of Canton this year.
Okay.
So I assume that's why.
Shout out to probably, if you're listening to this and your coach is on the hot seat, your next head coach, Skip Holtz, who has now won the USFL championship back to back with this year with
Beth's face.
Yep. One of
You can say it out loud. I typed that in.
Two of the meanest things that were said this weekend. The first one was Kamish telling Beth, West Virginia head coach Skip Holtz. And then me, after Kamish said, no, he'll just go to ULM, me saying, I don't think ULM has Skip Holtz money. Those are two of the meanest things I think we've ever said to each other as a group.
Just horrifying. Just terrible. These are the things that scar souls.
It's really entertaining for me as a Pitt fan to not be on the coaching chaos side of things for once. That's all I have to say.
I really
Life
didn't
is
have
long. I will wait.
Oh, I know.
I didn't have much to say back to ULM not having Skip Holtz money. So I had to pull out Skip Holtz's contract with Louisiana Tech. And he was making about $700,000 a year and about $805,000 a year when he was let go after 2021, and then went on to back-to-back titles with the Birmingham Stallions. Terry Bowden, I think, is currently at $600,000.
Yeah.
He started at like $412,000 or $413,000. Our original value for the Terry Bowden unit, the TBU that we used when somebody got fired and got a buyout, we tried to figure out how many years of Terry Bowden this would get you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you do.
And then I also convert that to Vietnamese dongs just for the fun of that. Because I love the replies of everybody just going, that's a lot of dongs.
You know the plural of dong is dong, right? You know that, right?
No, it's dongs. It is canonically
it's
dongs.
currency. It's currency.
Because
it's dongs.
Every time we have someone in our mention being like, it's not dongs, it's dong. And I want to say, we know that. It's just funnier this way.
The worst part about it is that, like, after the meanest conversation we have ever had together, I promptly went downstairs and had my father explain to me that, like, really the ultimate plan here is that, like, we'll just get Saban and Jimbo to come here because they were from West Virginia. And I'm like, everything is broken.
I love that so much.
Just disband the football team.
Hey, you know Terry Bowden's from West Virginia too, right?
I'm well aware.
Okay.
All Bowdens are from here. We're the nexus point of Bowdens. Just the worst, the absolute worst.
You got the Bowden birthstone in the mouth. Oh my god.
Yeah, like we'll just put together a coaching staff of nothing but Saban, Jimbo, all the Bowdens that we can get our hands on. Like,
there's a lot of them.
Yeah, Doc Holliday and Rich Rod. There we go. We did it.
There we go. Done.
What is Doc Holliday doing now? Is the real question. Is he still at Marshall? What happened to him?
I have no idea.
Googling.
Oh.
I'm not allowed to look directly at Marshall. I could go blind.
Ooh.
Fix your goalposts.
Oh.
Get a level.
No, not that Doc Holliday. The other one.
Yeah, let's say everyone come up with the same Doc Holliday. While you guys are looking that up, I do want to say that this game was not nearly as close as the 28-12 score makes it seem. This was a complete beatdown by Birmingham. The Maulers have 12, and it's what you think it is. Those are 4 field goals.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Chris Blewett, great.
He was great. He was absolutely great. The actual powerhouse of this game, though, was Mr. Magoo. FIU's own Mr. Magoo. I started calling him Mr. Magooch. I think that's funnier. It's pronounced Magoo. It's MCGOUGH. Magooch is funnier. So Mr. Magooch, like, absolutely lit things up. 243 passing yards. He went 18 for 25 with 4 TDs. This guy has blossomed in the USFL and might actually get an invite to an NFL camp, which is
that's awesome,
amazing, and the whole point of all these things.
MVP.
Doc Holliday, the pride of Hurricane, West Virginia, apparently winked out of existence in 2021 after leaving Marshall. I hope he's on a beach somewhere.
To succeed Jarvis Greer as sports director at sports director at WMC in Memphis as of September 22nd, 2022. So
I hope that's a job that is mostly eating snacks and not so much job.
Yeah, he's in media now, apparently.
Aren't we all?
Best part about Birmingham, two best parts about Birmingham winning. One, after not getting a parade last year because of the World Games, they had to turn back around for winning the game last night for a 2:30 p.m. parade today in Birmingham. So that's a hell of a turnaround.
Wow.
Then
what was the weather in Birmingham today? I'm very curious at this parade.
Balmy.
I didn't even see any like photos of this parade at all on social media.
Yeah, you don't think people would have been sending us that to us if they were there?
Well, I mean, rate limit exceeded.
Yeah.
Rate limit exceeded.
They could
Smash
have.
the rate limit button.
Smash that rate limit button.
Rate limit exceeded.
Mid-80s, scattered thunderstorms, looks like just somewhere in the south.
Best part was, how did they celebrate? With 40s of Miller High Life. This is the most relatable fucking thing I've seen a sports team do in so long. 40s of... Okay, Miller High Life tastes like shit in cans, but in 40s, tastes so good. Nothing is more refreshing than a 40 of Miller High Life.
It is better in bottles, which is weird because usually bottles that comes in, or beer that comes in clear bottles tastes like garbage.
Oh no.
Not 40s.
I don't think I have had a Miller High Life in several presidential administrations.
I mean, don't. I actually was convinced for the longest time that I straight up hated Miller High Life because there was a guy who worked for the radio station when I was in college who would have house shows, which are a thing at Pitt because every house in Pittsburgh has a basement. Many of them also have a toilet in them, as listeners of the Shutdown podcast know. But they'd, somebody's band would play and it would be like a $5 cover and you would show up and there would be a keg. And the guy that owned this particular house show, or lived in this particular house show venue, which was called Dog Funk at the time, I don't know if it's still called that, would always get a keg of Miller High Life. And it would always be slightly below room temperature. And I would always go and get beer out of the keg and hope it wasn't Miller High Life. And it would be Miller High Life. And obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend would be responsible for finishing the rest of it because it tasted awful. And then I finally had Miller High Life in bottles and I was like, okay, I get why people drink this now.
At this point, you and I have completely converted over to potato beer.
That is true.
I like 40s. It's been a while. They didn't do Edward 40 Hands that I know of, but I'm a big fan of Edward 40 Hands from back in the day.
Have you ever actually done Edward 40 Hands yourself?
Yes, several times.
Why am I asking you that? Like,
Frat bro.
Yes, several times. We used to do it during meetings.
40 Hands was an annual thing when I was at the radio station at Pitt. The first year that I attended the party at which 40 Hands happened, I drank 140, and that was enough for me. I did not participate in the competition. The guy who won the competition both years I attended finished in like 15 minutes. God love him.
God bless.
My senior year, I showed up with a very large bottle of very cheap wine and was given the responsibility of duct taping people.
Oh, yeah.
So I drank my bottle of wine and I duct taped all the 40 Hands participants and had a very nice evening.
I would do 40 Hands. Next time we all get together, I'd totally do 40 Hands.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely would. Give me two cold 45s on the way.
I think Beth and I would die.
To be clear, the next time we all get together will be the first time we all get together.
That's true. And so what better way to get to know me in person than to have me drink 2 40s and then go on a rant about whatever the fuck's on my mind.
Pit Girl just watched me spend 2 hours very slowly drinking a beer. If I did 40 Hands, that's like a multi-day event that is happening now.
Once they get warm, it's a real problem. That's the problem with 40 Hands, because those drinks have to be had cold. Colt 45 does not taste good.
Yeah, just that's the problem with 40 Hands. But okay.
That's the problem with 40 Hands.
Yes. The drink of choice at WPTS 40 Hands was Old English, if I remember correctly.
Oh God.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
I'm also a big fan of St. Ides and Steel Reserve.
Yeah, there were some people who like Steel Reserve too.
It's crisp.
It was mostly Beast when I was in college.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all just step away from besmirching the champagne of beers. Miller High Life was always there Always there for
I
us.
said it was good.
This
Miller
is
High
good.
Life, not a sponsor.
Bottles.
Not a spy
It's fine. My issue with
No.
the guy who always bought
Bottles.
kegs of it for the house show venue is that we were in Pennsylvania and he could have gotten a keg of Lion's Head or Yingling for cheaper, and many people would have been happier.
That is true.
That's my big complaint here.
Just Miller High Life was there for me in college in Monroe. I don't know why they had this, but this one gas station not too far from campus, they had a special 12-pack of Miller High Life bottles for $4.99.
Whoa!
And that was like the only thing that was on sale. It's like,
Hey, so, Grandpa, how was it like in the 50s when you went to college?
seriously.
Oh, no.
But no, there's other stuff that's like you want it like 12-pack, it's $10. But for some odd reason, at this one particular Texaco station in Monroe, I don't even know if the station exists anymore, or it was just a dream because I would just always stop by and get a 12-pack of Miller High Life because it was $5. It's like $5.08 with tax, and just drink
Oh my
that.
God.
And I don't care if it was like warm or what, anything in the bottle or whatever. It was just like, it was good, just good stuff. Like ice cold bottle, beautiful. With the 40s, Bud Ice.
Oh
Wow.
yeah.
Yes.
I did Edward 40 Hands for, I can't remember if it was my bachelor party or someone else's. We did it in Montreal and did it with Labatt Extra Dry.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh
yeah,
no.
it was great. It was great.
Oh god.
See, I'm imagining like my new headcanon for Kamish's very cheap beer that he got at the Texaco is
Yes.
that the attendant there was desperately trying to flirt with him and like selling him way too cheap, and it's like, notice me senpai with my cheap beer.
They had it on the door. It was a
Peeling
little thing on the door.
peeling labels off of whatever the fuck else that was.
Oh, he's
Amazing.
coming maybe this time.
Was it a girl that worked at this? I
Oh
don't think
no.
so. No, I'm just like, I don't think so.
To sum this all up, congrats to West Virginia head coach Skip Holtz. This is going to be great.
I quit.
Take me home, country
Skip
road.
to a place where I belong.
We're going to have a little fun now because we're talking about conference realignments. I want you guys to tell me who is currently in the American.
American.
Let's all do it together, folks. Who is currently playing football in the American?
Okay.
Chunk of
Temple.
panic on Morgan in my
Wait,
face.
hold on. I mean, like, are we gonna just like do this together, or I mean, how are we doing this?
I'm looking at it.
I don't
So
want to
y'all-
talk over everybody, but I probably, I hope to get this correct as the
So
sickos
let's do this. We'll go Kamish, pick girl
Okay.
Beth, and we'll just rotate through teams. Okay.
Okay, the
Okay,
American.
give me one.
All right,
give me
I'll
one,
start. I'll
Kamish.
start with Tulane.
Okay, you got Tulane.
Temple.
Okay. Got Temple.
I don't know.
There's one that is relatively geographically close to Temple that I know is still in the American.
I don't know. I haven't kept track of the American at
That's
all.
fine. That's totally fine.
It's
Okay.
gonna be bad for me.
My
Go
turn. now?
Kamish.
Okay.
Yep.
UTSA,
Yes. UTSA has moved to
That's right.
the American.
American.
Is East Carolina in the American? I know it's not my turn.
Yeah,
You can go.
she gets the credit
Yes. East Carolina is in the American. There we go.
Okay.
there. The American.
Navy is the one that I was hinting at Beth about.
Oh, okay. I don't
Navy
think I-
is, yep. The U.S. Naval Academy. Hold up, are they?
Yeah. It would have been a big deal if they left.
You're right. Sorry, I'm.
Oh.
It's
This
like,
list,
I have,
oh.
this is
I
this
have
list
this
is
in my
broken up
face.
weirdly.
I have this in my
This
face.
list, because the problem is it's on the affiliate list. Yes, Navy.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Navy is on there. Okay.
Memphis.
Memphis is in the American.
Yes.
Okay.
The North Texas Mean Green.
Mean Green are in the American.
USF didn't go anywhere.
USF is still in the American.
That is correct.
Rice.
Rice is a new member of the American. Absolutely. To get that
Correct.
Houston market. They lost Houston. So everyone knows the true team in Houston is fucking Rice.
That's right. Dirty Rice. Say hi to
Okay.
your girlfriend.
Who else we got?
SMU.
Getting parts of the Southwest Conference back together. Yes.
Tulsa?
Yeah.
Tulsa
Tulsa.
is. Yeah.
The singular Golden Hurricane
One golden hurricane. Only
One.
one.
that blew their goalpost down, which they need to borrow that leveler from Marshall.
Are the Shockers in?
Yeah. Not playing football, but we'll count them. Wichita State.
Okay. Oh, we going basketball here too? Okay.
I mean, they count their conference member
Count.
in the
Yeah.
same way that Notre Dame is an ACC member.
Count it.
Absolutely. Okay, I got 3 more teams.
3 more teams in the American.
American.
How many teams is that total? 12?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
One
7,
we're gonna
8,
talk
9,
about-
10, 11.
Okay.
One we're going to talk about later on the podcast, the Charlotte Niners.
The Charlotte Niners are in the American.
The one infamous, what was that fight song that we didn't get right? The Owls are on the prowl in the American.
Oh, okay.
FAU.
FAU.
We got
Right.
one more.
The final piece of the American puzzle. Let's give this
USF.
to-
We
Already got
said
USF.
We already got USF.
We got. You know,
UAB just
I
moved
was
on.
about to-
UAB.
Oh
the
yeah,
Blazers.
that's right.
I was about to do the Trent Dilfer thing. You cannot lose games in the NFL and win. It's
So,
famous audio
They
clip.
lost Cincy, Houston, and UCF.
Mm-hmm.
And they gained Charlotte, FAU, North Texas, Rice, UAB, and UTSA. That's a trade. I mean, it's clearly not one for one.
No.
I'm still interested in this conference. Now, again, I'm on this podcast for a reason.
Yeah.
So that doesn't say much about me, or about the conference, much as it says about me.
Those of us on this podcast have very specific interests, and the new American is likely to be one of them. Yes.
Well, so that's true, except let's talk about the new Conference USA.
Oh,
I
yes.
have to make myself a Quizlet for all of these.
Yeah, we're going to have to
that.
do some flashcards over the fall.
Can't wait
Yeah.
until Sporkle updates for all of these.
Oh my god.
Because now in Conference USA, I'm not even going to make you guys guess these.
Thank
Oh,
you.
I was
have-
ready.
We have FIU,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Jacksonville State moving up.
That's right.
Congrats to Rich Rod. He is back, baby. Back
Rich-
in.
Back
Yeah.
in FBS.
Back
I
in
think we
FBS.
talked about the fact that Rich Rod is at Jacksonville State, and I memory hold that immediately, and
course you
now
did.
I'm horrified again.
Have
Yep.
you seen the Jacksonville State Gamecock mascot? It looks like
Yes.
it's like,
It's
please,
great.
please let me, like, why am I in this, costume? Why?
We
Help-
have-
help me
It
get
has
out.
big just let me die energy.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Don't forget this. The Sam Houston State Bearcats with
We
a
have,
K.
we have Sam Houston State moving up. We have Liberty. We have
Bobbity boo.
Louisiana Tech.
You're
who-
you're you're bleeping that, right?
Of course. We have Louisiana Tech, who is never going to get in the Sun Belt as long as the other two Louisiana schools are there. We have Mitsu in Western Kentucky, who are basically in a suicide pact at this point. We have UTEP,
Yeah,
and we have our beloved New Mexico State University Aggies,
that's right.
which makes, by the way, this year the 100th playing of the Battle of I-10 between UTEP and New Mexico State. This is a conference game for the first time since the 60s when they were both in the border conference together. But this is new Conference USA. And guys, I am fascinated by this because gun to my head, I'd tell you that Western Kentucky is probably going to win this conference, but I don't know that for sure.
I have no idea how this is going to go.
Sam Houston State has won a national title in the last 3 years.
Yeah. It was the
Hmm.
COVID year, right? The
They
spring.
won the COVID year. Yes.
The spring season. Yes.
Moving up is hard, but it's
Mhm.
not. I mean, it's hard, but James Madison has shown that it doesn't have to be like that hard.
Mhm.
So,
So this
Yeah,
is-
like this conference could very much be like the crab bucket conference, except oops all tasers.
I just,
Yep.
I just want the bleep school here not to win.
yeah, of
Mhm.
course.
Yeah.
That's what we're all really
Yes.
going for. They do unfortunately have a head coach that I liked at one point because
he
they did,
milkshake ducked.
and it sucks. He went from I Piss Teal to Jerry Falwell's. I just like that. We also have, by the way, Kennesaw State, which will be moving up in 2024. They're playing they're playing as an FCS independent this year, I believe.
Right.
And so they're moving up as well.
Undefined.
This is just going to be so much fun. I am so excited for this conference. What is it? What's their new thing? This is us.
No
one can
limits,
defeat us.
No limits on us.
No one can replace us. Wait a second. No limits on us. Yes.
That's what I said,
With
right?
with the conference
did.
US, the US. Yeah,
I was like, am I muted?
it's not. It's not great.
Your rate limit has been exceeded.
My rate limit exceeded.
Rate limit exceeded.
I was talking too much. I got rate limited on the podcast.
Rate limit exceeded.
And then lastly, we have our newest, biggest 12. Big 12 is up to 14.
Oh yeah.
Who's the biggest? Who's the biggest 12? Are you the biggest 12? Yes, you are.
Mhm. With the additions of Cincy, UCF, BYU, and
Are you forgetting one? BYU? You said that right?
I said BYU, Cincy, UCF,
In Houston.
Houston.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all have collective amnesia. Excellent.
We just said it like a little while ago.
I know. Shit.
We're like, well, you got to get the Houston market since Houston left for the Big 12.
The problem is that you think about Dana on his throne of Red Bull for just a couple of minutes, and your brain just kind of blanks, and then you're like, "Whoa, where am I?"
Where am I?
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm in Kushada.
It's exactly how it feels to have him as your head coach for a couple of years.
This is the only year we're going to have the biggest 12.
The biggest 12.
They go to Big 12 again next year after Texas and Oklahoma take their lead.
I really like it when somebody's conference has the same amount of teams that they say they have. I kind of enjoy that. It's very pleasing when they have 12 teams in the Big 12 instead of just having 10, or 14 teams in the Big 10 instead of having 10. That's just one thing that like irks me. But as the commissioner of the Sickos Committee, just make it not match. All the conferences need to have numbers in their names that don't match.
I need the Pac-12 to hold on to Pac-12.
Yes, don't downgrade back to Pac-10 whenever USC and UCLA.
They've changed it several times.
Don't do
Yeah,
it.
they have.
Don't do it. Leave it Pac-12.
And
don't
don't
care.
do the bullshit the
No.
Big Ten did, where they hide an 11 in their logo, but keep the Big Ten
Okay,
name.
but I
That was
love
kind
that.
of
No,
sick,
I
actually.
want to see what they do now with the Big Ten with 16 teams. Like
Hide
give
the
me some-
16.
hide the 16 somewhere, an outline. Like you have, just do it. I bet you like they have people working around the clock to try to figure out how to make the BIG into 16. The G could turn into a 6 pretty well though. I think that may be easy.
B16.
Yeah,
There we go.
it's like a
I've
6
solved
with-
it.
Actually,
I
I
just
can
remember
actually
my
do that.
mom
Hold on.
seeing like the B1G and be like, well, "How's that pronounced?" I'm like, "Big Ten," and she just looked at me like, "I hate you."
I do want to jump back real quick and just appreciate, as we have already on the podcast, that in the 1 year of Big 12, we do get Texas at Houston.
Oh yeah.
I am a little
Mhm.
disappointed that we don't get Texas at Cincinnati in November, because that's what Texas deserves.
Hey, do you want some chili? We put brisket on it.
Texas West Virginia game this year?
No.
I
Son of
don't
a
think so.
bitch. Making anyone go to Morgantown at noon it's just been a fun tradition.
Yeah, especially when you the number of sunburns I've gotten at Texas games.
I do want to double back to, we're going to talk, this is going to be a Charlotte heavy podcast. I need everyone just to be like aware of this. We're going to go big on Charlotte tonight.
You say that like we're not almost an hour into the podcast already.
Yeah. We're going to go big on Charlotte tonight. The Biff Poggi beef. Do you all, because first we've talked about Biff Poggi before. Biff Poggi was apparently at Michigan, like Jim Harbaugh's like rah man, the CEO brain of things. And Charlotte hired him. We've said that Biff Poggi is great because for the longest time, I think it still is, his Twitter avatar is just someone holding an egg.
Yeah.
He didn't even have a Wikipedia article, I believe, when Charlotte hired him. Because I remember on this podcast going like, who the fuck is Biff Poggi?
He had a stub. He
had a
had like
stub.
3 sentences.
Mm-hmm.
And Biff Poggi has started beef on Twitter with Charlotte boosters and App State like assistant coaches.
Poster King.
We love beef pokey.
Beef Poggi, come on the podcast.
Beef Poggi sounds like if you go to a Chinese restaurant too often and they name an item after you.
Beef Poggi, a rare variant of Cincinnati chili.
It's just stroganoff with Pocky in it.
Oh.
But what kind of Pocky?
Oh, strawberry?
Probably the strawberry one.
Strawberry.
Yeah.
Strawberry.
I like how we're on the same gross out mind.
Hot take, green tea Pocky is the best Pocky.
The matcha's good. Yeah.
I've never had this Pocky.
Sorry, Kamish, we jumped on one of your jokes. Sorry.
No, that's okay. You just walked all over you tenderized my Biff beef.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
That's all I wanted to say is Biff beef.
This was sort of a thing where Biff Poggi was like, hey, we should, it sucks that Charlotte isn't supporting us, blah, 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 blah. Didn't directly call out some like Charlotte boosters, but tried to make it sound like the city of Charlotte should fall in behind this football team that has existed for, 10 years. Then Trey Kavanaugh, who is an assistant at App State, aspirations are great. Think I've seen firsthand how aspirations can turn into reality. Just don't confuse aspirations for entitlement. And Biff Poggi responds, you coach at App State, no one gives a crap about what you think.
Ooh. Lord.
God damn.
Flame emoji, flame emoji, flame emoji.
That's some spicy beef.
Spicy beef pogie coming soon to a Chinese restaurant near you.
Would you like a spicy biff pogie hoagie?
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
that's got to be the Biff Pogie Hoagie. Has to be a sandwich.
The Biff hoagie.
It's on Wawa's secret menu.
It is apparently.
Then that coach shot back. Glad I grew up around the people that I did that showed me how to do this profession the right way. Hope every high school player and coach I've been associated with in Charlotte sees this. So
Ooh.
it's getting spicy. It is.
You missed the last sentence of that tweet, which is important.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for giving enough of a crap to tweet at me.
Handshake emoji.
Handshake emoji.
Woo!
I didn't.
I just love how his comeback is, you weren't raised right.
That's. I mean, what more of like a Southern like comeback can you get than like that person? So like someone raised you wrong. That is so just a dagger.
Okay, that last picture I just put in of Biff Pogie, him wearing the visor. I swear that's John Goodman.
It's great. I mean,
That's
like
John Goodman playing a head coach.
I need him to bring back the tank tops. Scroll up because the tank tops are great.
I'm just
Oh
Biff
my
posting
God.
like crazy right now.
This is like, it has the same energy as like the Bill Belichick like sleeveless hoodies, but it's also like a sorority girl came in and did the like t-shirt V-neck thing.
Yep.
Did he DIY? I have so many
Yes,
questions.
he did.
He absolutely did.
He DIY'd this.
Look at the last picture and look at the arms.
Does he not have a wife who was like, "Hey, you're not cutting straight"? My man.
It does have really strong sorority girl energy.
This can be a look. This can be a serve even, but you have to get scissors that are sharp enough and cut straight.
So I think what happened here is the first time he did this, he grabbed the sewing scissors.
Yeah.
No. He grabbed the scissors that they used to cut the athletic tape to do this.
No, I'm going to bet he cut the sewing scissors. And I'm going to bet that wasn't the only thing he cut that day. He then like cut poster board or something.
Oh, no.
And now he's not allowed to have those anymore. So he has to do all of his wardrobe adjustments with the kitchen shears.
Yeah. The same one he uses to spatchcock a chicken. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, like it can cut through a breastbone. It can absolutely cut through your, Under Armour t-shirt.
I would like to appreciate Discord member Hassard de la Mort for giving us a baseball player wearing a baseball jersey very similar to Biff Pogie's jackets.
Deep V. The very deep V.
Oh,
yes.
What is his name? The baseball player's name here?
I don't know. This was some minor league game.
Oh man, there's
how much Twitter movement do we need to get on this completely dead platform to get Biff Pogie to put on this outfit?
Biff Pogie and the Rita's mascot.
Oh hey. Awesome.
Rita's is great. Pennsylvania forever.
Is it frozen custard?
So they do custard, but they primarily do Italian water ice.
Ooh, cool.
Very good. Both good.
Michigan shorts?
Oh yeah, I mean because he was a Michigan. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, is that Michigan shorts with a Charlotte shirt?
I believe
that is Michigan shorts with a Charlotte shirt.
This is like when when Rick went to Miami, they had to keep fucking like getting rid of his Georgia shit he kept wearing. Like he wore a Georgia belt to a meeting or like to a press conference or something.
All I'm getting out of this series of photographs is that Biff is secretly a committee member and needs to come on the show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what's going to happen in Charlotte this year, but it's going to be fun to watch. We could be talking like Urban at Jacksonville speed run of just self-immolation, or this could work.
Biff seems to be a certain way, right? But I don't think he's the certain way that Urban is.
I'm talking more along the lines of how bad does it have to go in year one? Like we're talking a year one firing. That it could definitely go that way for whatever reason.
I could see this being a little Brian Harsony, but without the boosters.
Charlotte boosters, all two of them.
Don't you listen to them, Trevor. You're really nice.
So the baseball one that had the short sleeves on, his name is Luke Voigt. So if y'all have to look it up on Twitter, if it allows you to do that. And apparently somebody said my favorite baseball slut is out there sledding again. And that was Luke Voigt.
Yes. Full credit.
If you're into that sort of thing.
I mean, I am.
We do not slut shame our baseball.
We are not slut shaming. We are fans. Go right ahead. If I have
we are only fans, you might say.
We are only fans. Click our link tree and join the sick only fans.
I need to do that image
no.
now. Hold up. I got to do that image now.
The
I can
sick
do the logo.
OnlyFans.
I can do the logo. It's fine. Yeah.
Well, sounds like somebody's getting the title this week.
We're gonna. There's no way that's the title. It's gonna be rate limit exceeded.
You say
all right?
that now.
It's
It
gonna be.
definitely
It might be rate
is.
limit exceeded.
It's gonna be rate
You can
limit
tell it's the
exceeded.
off season. We had a 1-900 title, and
Pick up the phone.
you're like,
Join
and
our
that's when
sick
the podcast
OnlyFans.
took a turn.
I do want to share a story with you guys that happened to me today. This
Oh.
is. I just added it to it. I just want to tell you guys this story. It was kind of weird. I was at Home Depot and I overheard some guy asking if he could build some additions on the interior of an old van he had. He said that his friend Derek had built some additions like inside it before. And he goes, "Oh, you know Dare?" The Home Depot employee said. "Yeah," said the other guy. "It's the van Dare built."
Boo.
Okay, so they were talking about Dur's building skills and how he'd messed up some of the soldering when he was first building the interior. Yeah, apparently let some of the solder get on his arm, and Dare said, "Ah, burned," when it hit his arm.
Boo.
Oh my god.
I got more. The two guys kept talking, and the Home Depot employee asked the guy if he knew George. "Oh, George, yeah, I know him. So is he still married to Flo? I heard that Flo threw out a ton of his old top grade report cards from elementary that he was keeping." "Oh, Florid A's? Florid A's?" That was close.
Oh,
That's awful.
jeez.
Apparently Flo's best friend Carol's in town too. And they used to do plays together in Birmingham. And Carol still lives in the Deep South. But Flo used to always step on Carol's words when they act together. Then Flo would go, "Oh, those were South Carolines, eh? South Carolines, Yeah. So I went home and I told my wife this story, but she wasn't interested. But she asked if I picked up the knee braces that I needed. She told me to get 10 of them. And I didn't know what size to get, so I got A through E. Well, she got mad and she said, "I told you to get 10 knee C's." Okay,
Jail.
keep going. I apologized and she asked if I took out the recycling. I made pasta the other night and used cans of tomato. And I asked, Arkansas sauce? Arkansas sauce? Of course I did. I threw it out. Hey, did I tell you guys about my kid's school teacher?
I don't know, but it just means more.
No, it's Miss Suri. She's great. She just replaced Miss Alicia, but we all call her Miss Al. Well, Miss Al actually left to start an acoustic guitar band. It's Al's band, yeah? Alabama. There's also Miss L. She's great. She drives an SUV, but the last letter fell off the back of her vehicle. So it's now L's SU. Then there's Miss Easy. He brought home a spelling book. That's a spelling teacher. And I asked who drew the P. He said, "Oh, that's Miss Easy's P. Mississippi. Mississippi. Okay." And then I asked where she was from, and the kid said, "Oh, she's from Pennsylvania. That's Miss Easy's P State. Mississippi State." Okay, good.
Jeez.
Oh my
And
god.
do you guys pay taxes? You have to make sure you pay them, right? I heard there's all sorts of forms with all sorts of letters. For me, I have to pay my taxes A's and M's. Taxes A. Okay. My accountant, though, is stuck on Form E, though. He's a nice, Ken's a nice guy, but he's always had this problem. Ken stuck E? That's all the SEC schools in a set of puns.
Well, you got to expand that joke.
Oh, yeah. Oh, don't worry.
Got to. You need 2 more there. Also, thank you for that, because I'm never going to feel bad making a bad joke anymore.
You shouldn't.
Never again on this podcast.
I plan on doing these things for a while now, so just everyone
Yeah, congratulations, Jordan. You have earned yourself a one-way ticket to bad pun jail, which is separate from food crime jail.
I don't think they'll extradite me from one to the other. Wait, can I serve these sentences
You can serve
concurrently?
the sentences concurrently.
Oh, good.
The amount of community service is going to be impressive.
Mississippi's peas, Mississippi. I was around.
I'm gonna put him under the jail that I Vanderbilt. All right.
There we go. it's the Van Der Belt.
That's right. Sorry.
That was the least tortured pun out of all of
Yeah.
those.
It was a really bad one.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I did tonight while I was sitting watching Righteous Gemstones with my wife.
Oh
Just
my
watch
God.
the show from now on and enjoy.
No, I had to multitask. I felt like I needed
Okay.
to bring something tonight.
Okay, sure.
So I brought this.
Oh, you brought it. You brought it.
Listen, I know you're not technically supposed to bring a bowl of battery acid to the potluck, but sometimes you do what you have to do.
That's right.
This is a gift for you guys. I brought something I thought you'd enjoy. You're telling me you didn't? Anyways,
God.
that one's done.
You know, it's funny.
So-
Like he sent us a picture earlier today that he was actually at Home Depot.
That was yesterday, but yeah.
Oh, yesterday. Okay. But there was a picture that he went to Home Depot. So I thought this was a legit story at first. And then slowly starts to set in. Like, oh god, no.
Suddenly, you realize you're in hell.
I'm sorry. Next time, I'll stay more engaged in the chat and not play with wildlife all day.
We also had two. No, this is real sports now. This is not me. Like I'm
No.
done with that. By the way, we're
Stars,
clear.
We're clear. Let's.
That's exactly what someone who is not done with that would say.
Ding, ding, ding.
Just gonna leave you on edge for a bit. We had Formula One today, and the name of the game was Track Limits. There were penalties given after the race was over that actually changed the standings.
Track limit exceeded.
Rate limit exceeded.
Yes. And because this way this Austrian course is made, there are lots of spots where you can clip corners that are technically like going out of bounds. And if you get too many no-nos, you start getting points, you start getting seconds added on.
Boo.
And then we had people snitching on each other.
Boo.
Like while they were driving, being like, well, so-and-so went off here. It was really snitchy.
Oh god, it's races for first graders. I hate this.
F1 hates fun.
It does.
Honestly.
And because, of course, Max Verstappen wins. Someone said today
F1 hates fun.
Someone said today that I put the music for the Dutch national anthem in the tweet, and someone said there are too many time changes in a national anthem for this national anthem because it goes from 4 to a couple measures of 2 and then at 3 at the end. And I had to explain that, like, although this song is old enough that this was written before we had like concept of measures in time, so we just phrased it. And
I wondered how that went. I was rate limited, so I couldn't see.
Yeah, I had to explain that this was like before meter existed the way we think it does.
Maybe.
But yeah,
maybe
it
the
goes
Dutch
from
folks
like
were
4 to-
meter limited.
Rate limit exceeded.
I was trying to think of a good like dyke joke, but I couldn't.
You had to let one. You had to let that one all burn.
Can I do one live? But then I went. Then it was. Oh, so this race was in Austria, right? And so because Red Bull won, they said we don't have to go in place next week. We're okay. We're home. Yeah. Okay. La home. Yeah. No. Okay.
No.
No.
Okay.
You're
Also-
leaving that in though, so everyone can
I
hear
am.
your shame.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
Like the rest of them were any better than that. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
got to give our opinion on this one.
Yes, we did. Live opinion.
You did. Yeah. You didn't know it was. You didn't know it was. You knew this one was coming. You did not know the other ones. You thought I was just struggling for words. You also didn't realize I was going to do 14 of them.
No.
Also, NASCAR tonight
Yes.
swam through a race in Chicago while it was flooding and raining.
And did
Oh,
a
no.
very good impression of Chicago traffic generally, from what I saw.
It did. Lakeshore Drive basically looked like any other day on Lakeshore Drive.
Have any of you guys ever actually driven Lakeshore Drive?
Yes.
Yeah, gorgeous. Excellent.
Oh, the scenery of this race was beautiful.
Oh yeah.
But watching these cars go 10 miles per hour around, like NASCAR's going 10 miles per hour around like a full 90-degree right-hand turn is hilarious.
So
One
you're
of-
saying a duck boat wins this race?
Oh, easily would have won this race.
One of my NASCAR hot takes is that NASCAR should run the boot at Watkins Glen because I'm a sicko and would like to see things like that. Beth, do you want to go to Watkins Glen sometime?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
let's do it.
You had me at Watkins Glen.
And then, guys, I have some earth-shaking korfball news.
Uh-oh.
Taiwan won the Under-17 World Korfball Championship. A World Korfball event has never been won by a team other than Belgium or the Netherlands.
And how many times has
Ooh.
Belgium won?
Once in the World Championship, 0 times in Under-17.
That's right. So basically, the Netherlands is the dynasty of all dynasties. They have invented the sport of korfball.
Literally.
And they have only lost the world championship once, and that was to Belgium.
Which
at any
is
level.
basically Dutch.
Yes.
Okay, hey, French-speaking Belgians, you don't count here, okay?
Is that
We're
the-
all about...
Is that the Flanders region?
No, that is...
Oh, okay.
There's Wallonia, and then there's Flanders, Flemish, yeah.
Mhm.
And then Flemish is close to Dutch, I believe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the part that counts. French-speaking Belgium, don't give a shit about you. Okay, just being real clear here.
That's right.
Form a fucking government, then we'll talk, okay?
The
Are they still without government? It's
The
been a while.
existence of Belgium as a country, the more you read into it, the more insane it becomes.
Yes.
Because there are two very nationalist groups of people who very much do not want to be part of the same country as each other, and yet here they are. Good job, Belgium.
I mean, the Dutch did colonize the area of Taiwan in the 1640s.
Oh,
Okay, so hold up. This actually does make some sense here. Okay. Taiwan is always third or fourth in these things. Like they're always like right under the bubble, but they never break through. This is shocking beyond belief. This is amazing.
Does this mean that Taiwan has now colonized the Dutch?
Congratulations, Taiwan. Sorry, Chinese Taipei. We do follow the one China, two systems policy on this podcast.
No, we don't. Fuck that.
So
Taiwan.
I'm just saying, Chinese Taipei, Chinese government, if you want to buy our podcast, we are also happy to do that. I'm more than happy to say one China, two systems. We believe in that here. Also, Sales Committee out of Macau. I'd be all about this.
Taiwan, if you would like to also colonize our podcast in addition to
that's also
the
fine.
Netherlands, that's fine.
Let's talk about some of our things we're going to pimp here now.
Yeah.
First off,
besides one China, two systems.
Something that we use to pay our taxes.
Our taxes, yeah.
Oh my god.
I got the full expansion. There we go.
It's great. Yeah, got it.
So much dad going on this podcast today.
That's right.
First off, we have our Patreon and our Discord. We are adding, for the Patreon listeners, Kamish's Corner. Kamish's Comedy Corner, KKK, would be great. I had the logo already set.
Stop it! Not the KKK. I'm going to call it
Kamish's Culture Corner, KKK.
Come on, man.
What was the? It was the Krusty the Clown joke. Krusty's Comedy Classics. And he turns around and goes, "Oh, that's not good.
That's not good. No, it's. I may need to change the name now, but I've called it Kamish's Corner. We're going to be reviewing some sicko seasons of the past. You know, we do the best seasons of all time for teams that are below 500 of all time, but I'm going to be taking a little bit of a detour, probably doing about a 10 to 15 minute podcast on our Patreon, along with the Discord benefits that you would get if you were to join the $5 tier of the Patreon. You will get these probably, I'm going to start maybe in about a week or two, depending on the craziness that's going on with the real job. And, just life in general with two kids. I'm definitely going to throw that out there. I'm just going to review some sicko seasons. I have two seasons that I've already done some notes for. They're going to be about 10 to 15 minutes long. One season involves 3 ties. The next season after that involves 4 ties. So if you're very interested in the Patreon and you'd like to hear me talk about seasons with a lot of ties, go ahead and sign up for that and join us in the Discord where we're posting live images. You'd be able to see the Garfield Keeney that we started with that. The Garf Keeney. The Biff Poggi posting that we were doing throughout the show. We typically record at about 9 p.m. Central Standard Time or Central Daylight Time. I don't even know. Say the line, Pit Girl.
Linear time was a mistake.
There we go. So we normally do that, and we just throw no context images. And whenever you listen to the show 2 days later after it comes out, you can go reference these images and go right along because, podcasting is a visual medium. And Pit Girl just dropped her laptop. So that was great.
I dropped my phone. It's fine.
It's great. She's fantastic. Also, I wanted to plug the Sickos merch store.
Yes.
There it is just basically sickos-committee.sellfy.store, or you can just Google Sickos Committee Store, and you can do that. I've been creating some crazy stuff for winter, all right? There is something that I can make now that is called a bomber jacket where I can put designs all over it. Unfortunately, this thing is just incredibly white. It's just all white. So I can make this look like a Sickos NASCAR jacket with logos everywhere. If you want to buy it, let me know. I will make that. But, there's some other merchandise we got going. We got a lot of stickers. I'm working on making some beveled merchandise because you folks love some beveled things. Also, I want to see if I could use the CFL and USA logos like that are from the defunct teams like the Shreveport Pirates, the Memphis Mad Dogs, the San Antonio, I forgot what they were called. The Generals? I have no idea what it is.
Something like that. Yeah.
The Gunslingers? No, that's a different league. San Antonio had so many teams, I got confused.
Almost up with Birmingham levels of how many teams they had.
So San Antonio, Memphis, and Birmingham, we're probably going to talk about that in the podcast at one point, of how many teams it hasn't worked for them previously in the past, but no, this time, this team will work. So definitely
They are absolutely that intersection
Yeah.
that has had a McDonald's and an Arby's and a PF Chang's
They
and
had-
an
they had a-
Applebee's now, and nothing can stick.
They had a Hardee's and a Carl Jr.'s. That's impressive.
Mhm.
The Arby's, the Pizza Hut turned into a dentistry, then back into a Pizza Hut.
Right.
So yeah, definitely something like that.
Don't worry, guys. The Kentucky Fried Taco Hut is really going to be able to make a go of it here.
We are at the combination Long John Silver's, KFC, and Taco Bell inside an old Pizza Hut. That's where we're at.
Personal pan tartar sauce. Let's go.
If you use so personal pan dough, because people use like white sauces on pizza.
No.
Oh,
Jail.
Tartar sauce.
Jail.
wait, hold on.
I'm already in jail. I'm serving concurrent
Hold on.
sentences.
Okay,
You can't
Double
have-
okay.
secret probation.
Okay,
Hold
so
on.
here's my thought.
Hold on.
You wanna lay down that tartar sauce layer,
Yeah.
Okay.
then you're gonna hit that with Diablo sauce
Okay.
Yeah.
on top of it, because that's gonna give you kind of your red sauce.
Uh-huh.
And then you need to like get down into the bottom of the fryer
Okay.
and get like the crackling bits.
Okay.
Oh, the oh shit, what are they called at Long John Silver's?
Yeah,
The cracklies, yes.
Yeah.
This
No,
would
they're
be a
not called
perfect pizza for Lent on Fridays.
yeah.
Oh, hey, that's
Yeah.
what we're gonna market it as.
Pit
Pop
Girl does
that up.
not like seafood, so she's dying
No.
over here.
Pit Girl does not eat anything that
Crumblies. They're called crumblies.
Crumblies. Yeah. Or you could roll the crust in them like Hungry Howie's.
Oh, they
Serve it with a nice big mug of A&W root beer, and I think you really have something.
Get that A&W out of
A&W
here.
root beer is the only thing about this hypothetical thing that appeals to me, but I'm very much into that part specifically.
check the chat real fast, guys.
Oh
Oh,
God.
no.
Do
You
I
can
have
buy
to?
You can buy like a pack of crumblies.
You just want straight up crumblies?
Yeah, they sell them. Just like the fried bits that come off the fish. Yeah.
Am I allergic to crumblies?
You know,
They have mayo. They have mayo in them. Who knew?
the crumblies has mayo in the breading.
Also, want to plug the Message Board Geniuses podcast. Those guys go into places that we would never go. They look at message boards and they see people being just like showing their entire asses on there. Today, when Notre Dame lost a recruit to Ohio State, they are in fire everybody mode.
I think their podcast that came out on Friday, they had a few things they discussed. An LSU fans ode to Paul Skeens, the pitcher, the most valuable player pitcher they had for LSU winning the College World Series. A
Right.
Tennessee fan had some hot take on basketball and marijuana. An FSU fans plan to spread his father's ashes at Doak Campbell Stadium. A Michigan State's fan to call to criminalize obesity. A Texas A&M fan's problematic family tree.
Oh, no.
And then, of course, they nominate every week the genius of the week. If the Texas A&M fan is not the genius of the week, I am terrified to see what it could be. But check them out.
Also, the Substack, the Sicko Substack, is coming out tomorrow morning with more teams that have never played each other.
Yeah.
We have a lot more of these coming because we keep finding like weird connections that never happened.
Yeah. So on this podcast, Penn State and Virginia Tech have never played each other.
Wait,
That's so-
really?
Yeah, that's so bizarre.
It is
That is incredibly bizarre.
incredibly bizarre. And I explored how many times they attempted to play each other and how many times they've canceled on
Mhm.
each other.
COVID
And
killed it.
It is just an absolute mess. And I don't know. It feels like one of those really bad sitcoms of the will they, won't they? And they just need to just fucking do it already. It's
This is
so
the
bad.
worst Craigslist misconnection.
I used to read those all the time because they were funny as hell.
Yeah, I just met you and this is crazy.
Not even that. Not just I met you. It's like I saw the back of your head on a subway, and this is crazy. Will you marry me? It was
That's
real
right.
crazy. And then,
No.
as always, Home Field Apparel, the softest, greatest themed shirts. This week, we have a new school launch. UT Chattanooga.
Put
Go
in that
Mocs!
Jack Millen
Launch
clip.
the Mocs.
I can't. I am so hyped. I love when they launch these little schools. When they
Mhm.
launch the little schools, the FCS, they launch all of those things. I am such a huge fan when they do that. And that's why I love Home Field. Because I mean, I have like Grand Valley State shirts.
Yep.
I have like Northern Kentucky, the Norse. Like I have those shirts, and Home Field carries those with their weird logos. I really need to get that Radford shirt that looks like Elmo's dad. I really
Yeah.
need to get that one. And if you have not purchased anything from Home Field, we have a 15% off code. It is yes, ha ha ha, yes.
3 Haas.
3 Haas. Done for sure.
Home Field, do teal. Please do teal.
I need to get them to do ULM. And the only thing is, like, I think ULM is just not fun. I don't know if Louisiana's just giving them crap because it used to be called NLU. And they're like, well, you can't use this on merchandise because you're ULM now. And I'm like, that's some bullshit, Louisiana. Let them sell the NLU shit.
Yes, ha ha ha, yes, 3 Haas. Get 15% off your first order and look sharp and get a weird school. Just go in on it, guys. Every once in a while, they will have a mystery box.
Oh,
always order the mystery box.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
I am having to get rid of an Oklahoma basketball shirt. It's wonderful. I just can't have that in my life.
Can't have that OU in your life. I think the
you could solve this problem just by buying the Slippery Rock Pimp Coat shirt.
Yes.
There you go.
Done.
No, I love my Auburn peacock hoodie and my fun UCLA shirt. Home Field's the best.
I have a very good Villanova shirt. I have a very good TCU shirt.
Nova Nation.
I have that one.
Y'all, I would like to talk about, again, this is a Charlotte podcast tonight.
Straight up.
So we're going to go along on Charlotte tonight. Guys, let's talk about the 2019 Charlotte 49ers football team and our best seasons of all time for teams who are below 500 all time. I don't know how familiar you guys are with Charlotte football. This is going to be another one where we're talking about sort of a brief history and one shining moment.
It's the best season for teams that are below 500 all time, and apparently Charlotte's only had one season above 500 all time.
Aww. So we are going to talk about that season.
That's right.
First off, I do want to say that Charlotte football is a new thing. It started in 2013.
Yeah.
But Charlotte had football for 3 years back in the 40s.
Oh.
46, 47, 48. They went 2-4, 1-3, and 0-5.
Interesting.
And then decided that football was a mistake.
Petco has lost their laptop again.
Sir,
this time
the laptop has fallen.
This time I accidentally knocked my microphone over again. But this time it was while someone was talking. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're good at podcasting, I promise.
Oh yeah, we're great at this.
We're fantastic.
We're professionals.
We're pros.
Oh god, we do take in money for this. Theoretically, we are professionals. Holy fuck,
we've made money. No.
I had that moment when the first time I ever got paid money to play my instrument.
Yeah.
And I was like,
oh yeah,
holy shit, I'm technically a professional. That's awful.
Wait,
yeah,
I'm not good enough to be professional.
Does this count like that I'm a professional singer when somebody at a karaoke bar was buying me drinks?
Yes.
To make me sing.
Absolutely
so technically I'm a professional singer. I'm putting that on the resume.
NCAA did want to talk to you about that.
That's right.
I'm sorry. Impermissible benefit.
I'm sorry my rendition of Dirty Diana was not great. I apologize for that.
We have the mid 40s. This was when it was called the Charlotte Center for the University of North Carolina. They were the Owls at that point, by the way. More teams should keep the Owls. Mm-hmm. And they had a problem basically with fewer veterans entering college in the late 40s. They sort of ran out of people to play, and it went away. Then back in 2006, they had a football initiative meeting. They were talking about whether they should create a football team or not. Some students were like, I don't want to pay more money for this. And I do want to say that they spent in 2007 $150,000 to study if they were going to add football or not. Guys, we got to get in the consulting business.
Wait, $150,000 to study if they should
have football. Yes.
What?
We got to get into the consulting business.
We do.
That cable setup makes me so happy because you can't see what's under my desk. It's wonderful.
So this is all temporary because I recorded my living room sitting on my couch. So I set this up and tear it back down every time, but there's like 4 cables running over my leg.
It's great.
As you can see, I'm in a closet.
Yeah.
This table is foldable. I fold that and then I put like my microphone in like up at the top of the closet.
Yeah, my microphone is sitting on the arm of my couch. And
Ooh,
you guys,
yeah.
my laptop
Very
is
nice.
on a pillow on my leg, and then I have a
Nice.
temporary second monitor on the coffee table.
Totally relaxing.
You're not recording in a closet. You're recording in your cloffice.
Yeah. Your cloffice. That's what
Yes.
that's what the coach at North Carolina State calls his office too.
No, that is Wake Forest. The
Oh
cloffice.
shit!
That
I
is
was so
Wake
close.
Forest.
God damn it!
Damn it!
It was so
You're
good.
gonna cut that, but okay.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I won't cut that because that one's
Are you sure?
because me fucking up is funny.
Okay. Yeah,
I do leave in my fuck ups most of the time because they are funny to other people, not to me. So they spent $150,000 to figure out if they wanted football.
By Georgia, I think he's got it.
If you're not sure if your school wants football or not, please call us and we will be happy to help you make these decisions.
That's
For
right.
the low,
Very
low price
reasonable
of $50,000.
A person.
By the way, the football
person.
feasibility committee was headed by the outgoing board president and prominent Charlotte businessman. So it works out great.
Yeah,
It was
we
great.
can do this. There will be lots of pretty graphics.
Oh, yeah.
$50,000 a person. We got 4 here. So a total fee of $200,000. Very cheap. We will come to your campus and tell you if you need football or not. And I'm not going to tell you in advance. You can probably cut this part, Jordan, but it's going to be, yes, you need fucking football. Let's go.
We represent all of the important demographics.
That's right.
We have Texas, we have Pennsylvania,
Mhm.
we have men and women, we have white people, and that's all.
Yeah, that's what we got.
Hey, I'm Italian here, all right?
That's right. Yeah.
You do this on the day of my Italian Bowl 41.
Well-
Rate limit exceeded.
Rate limit exceeded.
the during the like hype part of the Italian Bowl, they were like showing tailgating and showing people getting crazy. It was a lot of Toledo students just drinking their like face off, wearing Carolina Panthers gear, which is fine.
Yeah.
Toledo students, Carolina Panthers gear.
I don't know. The
That's
best part though
closest
was
you can get to Parma Panthers gear, I assume.
was
Go Cheese
someone
Cats.
just like scooping the most jarred red sauce on top of a plate of spaghetti, and the announcer's going like, "Look at that Italian flavor."
There was fans in the Italian Bowl stands that had on like the Italian hats, like the chef hats with the Italian
chef
flag
hats with the Italian
colors.
flag.
It was
Looked
so
like the fucking Iron Chef Italy
It
wearing
was
gear like
so
that.
great. It was so great.
Italian Bowl, are you listening to me right now? Because next year you need to host this in Cincinnati.
Woo!
Oh, we can inflict so much psychic damage on the Italian football teams.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god!
Oh yeah,
Skyline.
Come and have authentic pasta.
Skyline
an
spaghetti.
an authentic 5-way, not like a Berlusconi 5-way.
Hey,
Rest in peace, Burley.
mama.
Hope you're getting clocked by a fucking miniature of a church in heaven.
You guys don't
He's
put
not
chocolate
heaven.
in your
What am I
marinara?
saying? Berlusconi's not in heaven. What am I saying? Back to Charlotte. Their first head coach was Brad Lambert, who was Wake Forest's defensive coordinator, but not in the good years. They joined FCS as an independent.
All
They
the
went 5 and
miners
6.
were independent.
Pull your
It-
head up at me.
They went 5-6 and 5-6, and these like they played sort of call it a basic schedule. They played teams like Campbell. They played James Madison. They played a lot of ranked teams that just absolutely beat the shit out of them. But they were doing okay, 5-6, 5-6, and then they joined Conference USA. The original plan was like there was no timeline as to when to come up to FBS, but they got the offer and they took it, which makes total sense. It did not go well. We're talking about a 2-10 season, a 4-8 season, a 1-11 season,
Oof.
and a 5-7
Oh.
season under Brad Lambert, same head coach. I want to say they fired him. Let me double check on that.
It feels right.
They liked him plenty because like he really helped build the program up.
Genuinely, the fact that they went 5-7 after going 1-11 says that sort of in and of itself.
Mhm.
Right. Oh, yes, he was fired. He was allowed to stay on to coach the last game of the season. That last game, by the way, they beat Florida Atlantic, who was actually a very good Florida Atlantic that year. I want to say that might have been Lane Kiffin, Florida Atlantic. That was Lane Kiffin, Florida Atlantic, yes.
It was.
Ayo.
That's what happened. But then let's get to 2019. 2019, they hire Will Healy, a name that's synonymous with staying at a job too long. Because Will Healy stayed at Charlotte past this season, never went back to a bowl game, and got fired. And now Will Healy is currently a
Analyst with
Assistant-
UCF.
assistant to the head coach at UCF, yes.
Yes.
Senior offensive advisor to the head coach, my bad.
Wait, so Gus has started his own school for coaches who can't coach good and need to learn to coach better?
Yep.
I
So
love this arc for him.
we're talking about a Charlotte team that went 7-6.
Yeah.
5-3 in Conference USA, which was good enough for being tied for 6th. But this was like a big conference, so 4th in the East. Above them, just to give you an idea about how this goes, above them was a 9-4 Western Kentucky, an 8-5 Marshall, and an 11-3 Florida Atlantic.
Lane Kiffin, FAU.
Right. This is still Lane Kiffin, FAU. Will Healy, before this, was at Austin Peay. He had taken them to their first playoff run ever. This is before Austin Peay became like that morass of turnover. I think there was one year they had 3 coaches at one point. That was the COVID year. They ended up like 3 head coaches at one point. He brought in a whole bunch of brand new staff, folks from UT Martin, from Memphis. His quarterback coach was from Fordham. #Ramley.
#Ramley.
He
got it
inherited
every time it's Fordham. We are Ramley.
So how did they get to a bowl this year? Well, let's start going down the list. First game was against the Gardner-Webb Running Bulldogs. This was the highest scoring total in Charlotte's FBS era. They won 49-28. There's going to be a lot of firsts in this.
At home in Jerry Richardson Stadium.
But in front of a crowd of 16,000, which not bad.
No.
Considering that the capacity of it I saw listed was 15,000, that's way better than not bad.
Standing room only.
They win that game. It's an FCS game, but they're not long out of FCS, so that's still a pretty good, that feels pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Next game, they're going their first visit to Boone. They're going to go play App State. They don't embarrass themselves. It's 56-41.
Wow.
Charlotte put up over 500 yards of offense for the second time this season, and this is something we're going to see. They could put up yards. Their quarterback also set a new record, FBS single game passing record, 296 yards and 4 touchdowns in the game. The first time Charlotte had scored more than 6 touchdowns against an FBS opponent on the road. The first time Charlotte had scored 4 passing touchdowns against an FBS opponent, period. Charlotte is the first opponent to score more than 19 points in a game against App State and Boone since 2017. Charlotte's 41 points are the most points scored against App State and Boone since Miami beat them 45-10 in 2016. We are seeing good things happening here. Then we find out again that they are very good. They host UMass. And this was 2019 UMass, which isn't even saying something because that could be the same as current UMass. I love you, Don Brown. The Charlotte 49ers win 52-17. This is the most points they've ever scored against an FBS opponent again. The first time the 49ers have scored more than 40 points in 3 consecutive games. 35 points is the largest margin of victory in their FBS games to date. And they had 5 sacks, and that matched the program record for the second time this season. And then they go to Clemson. Guys, this game was not great. This was a money game, and that's fine. Clemson won 52-10. Not great. 1 game losing streak.
Oh, no.
Next game, they host FAU. This one does not go as well as last time. FAU wins 45-27. QB passes for 312 yards, has 2 TDs, but just can't keep up with Lane Kiffin FAU. That's fine. Now we're going to go play FIU. They're not great. Charlotte loses again, 48-23. This happens. They lost control of the game pretty early. The FIU had a 21-point second quarter. You really can't let FIU get 21 points on you at any point in the game. That's not okay. We had another rusher for Charlotte picking up 100 yards in a game this season. That's 4 of them. He's picked it up. So we're having these great high moments. 2-game slide. We're fine. Third game, 2019 Western Kentucky. This was another pretty high-powered Western Kentucky at that point. And Charlotte does not do well in this. They end up losing 30-14 in Western Kentucky. By the way, this was also Charlotte's 3rd homecoming game in a row. Not their homecoming. They were other teams' homecomings, 3 games in a row. But just how ULM is a good get-right game, Conference USA, there's a team you can play that makes things okay. Caw-caw! My alma mater twice over. The Mean Green. If you need to get right, you play North Texas. And the 49ers win 39-38, including an 18-point fourth quarter.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely brings it back. In front of a crowd at Charlotte, by the way, of 8,000. A little less than the opener.
Let's this fourth quarter, just run it down real quick. North Texas is up 35-21 at the end of the third quarter.
It's fine. That's a 2 TD lead against Charlotte.
2 TD lead against Charlotte. You're fine. You're fine. Then Charlotte hit a 31-yard touchdown pass to make it 35-27. They went for 2. They went for 2.
The conversion.
and they fail. I don't know why they went for 2, but I mean, again, that's the thing. Is like, hey, maybe they want to win the game, so the 2-point conversion. Let's go. So then Charlotte, 8 minutes later, 3 minutes and 34 seconds left in the game, gets a touchdown. It's 35-33. They fail the 2-point conversion again. Oh no!
Cursed.
So North Texas drives down, kills a lot of clock. 1:12 remaining. They nail a 51-yard field goal. That's got to be game. So it's 38-33, right?
Nope.
Nope. With 18 seconds left, Charlotte hits a 34-yard touchdown pass from Chris Reynolds. Also, their 2-point conversion failed again. But they still won the game. They missed 3 2-point conversions in the fourth quarter and scored 3 touchdowns. And they still came back and won by a point. I don't know. I don't even know if any other team in college football history has done that.
589 yards for Charlotte this game. Okay.
Line goes up.
QB had 432 total yards of offense himself. He almost ran for 100 yards, and he threw for 336.
Can I interrupt this for some Gold Cup CONCACAF highlights here? You want to throw this in here? Yeah. All right. Live reaction to the Gold Cup CONCACAF. It's Qatar, or Qatar, whatever you want to say, versus Mexico, right?
Noted CONCACAF member.
Noted CONCACAF member, Qatar, or Qatar, whatever you want to call it. I don't care.
Cater.
Well, Cater only had 1 shot on goal the entire game. They won and beat Mexico 1-0.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Oh, what's the equivalent of international soccer message boards? Because I need to go read some Mexican meltdowns now.
It's Twitter. I search Twitter for El Tree and see what happens.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
No.
I'm gonna get rate limited on this, and I regret nothing.
We're totally getting rate limited.
Rate limit exceeded.
Mexico still survives out of the group, but Qatar advances to the knockout stage by beating Mexico 1-0 with 1 shot. 1 shot.
Make it count.
That's right.
Shoot your shot. That's what I say. I also do want to say that Guadeloupe is currently top in Group D.
Yes.
A group that includes Guatemala, Canada, and Cuba. Guadeloupe is currently number 1.
Oh my god.
The team that I regretted not drafting their flag, St. Kitts and Nevis, because there's green also.
They've had a rough tourney, okay?
Okay. They've played 3 games and they've given up 14 goals and they've scored none, unfortunately.
They played in a stadium tonight that was larger than their population.
Yes. We interrupt Charlotte with this breaking Gold Cup news that is going to be 2 days old by the time you listen to this.
That's fine. But the live reaction's worth it.
Live reactions are... I can't... Oh my god. Wait.
How about you, Cater?
Oh man. This is such a mess. I love it so much.
So,
thank you, Carter.
We're on a 1-game win streak now. Okay,
right.
Beat North Texas. Now, you host Mitsu. Charlotte wins 34-10. This is the first win in 5 tries against Mitsu. And now, with this game, Charlotte has defeated all Conference USA East Division teams at least once, except for Florida International. This is the first time that Charlotte has won back-to-back FBS and conference home game. They go to the Sun Bowl, and they walk away with a win. You can't just walk away into the Sun Bowl expecting a win, and they get it.
What?
They go to the Sun Bowl. This is their first game in the Mountain Time Zone.
Their first game ever in the Mountain Time Zone.
Yes.
They win it. Unlike UTEP that took 1,027 tries.
100 years, literally 100 years.
What was it, 1,027 tries to get their first win in the Eastern Time Zone?
This is the first time Charlotte has won 3 FBS and conference games in a row, and the first road victory of the season. Quarterback Chris Reynolds sets a new single-game FBS passing record for 354 yards. Beth, you'll be happy for this. Beat Marshall 24-13.
As you should.
14-point fourth quarter, and this gets them bowl eligibility. This is 4 in a row. This is the record of home wins at 5, tied the school record with the 3rd straight home win. The quarterback moves into the 2nd place all-time for passing, and then they go to, for their last game of the season, regular season part of the season, they play Old Dominion in the Oyster Bowl. I don't know if you guys know about the Oyster Bowl.
I do now.
Okay, so it's a regular season college football game played in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia, and it's featured in the this has been going on since 46. This has included like high school teams, D3 teams, all over the place. Like the first one was held between Granby High School and Clifton High School.
So is
And-
it just like a random number generator? Like we spin 2 wheels and then they have to play each other?
All right.
Yeah, and this has been played in Norfolk most of the time. So it's included games like Navy Duke, Pitt Duke, Navy Georgia, that's weird, Duke Navy, Maryland North Carolina,
Okay.
Clemson Duke.
This is
And
like
for
the original Mayo Bowl.
Yeah, this isn't a bowl game though.
No.
This is just like a game they call the Oyster Bowl.
Many
just
of
wanna
these
say
games are aggressively ACC.
It's,
Also.
Yeah.
it's very, very ACC Atlantic side of things.
For the in the 80s, before they stopped playing the game for a while, it was VMI.
My
playing
God, Keydets, what have you done?
like VMI losing a lot of games. They lost to William and Mary, the Citadel, William and Mary, the Citadel, Richmond, William and Mary, the Citadel, and Georgia Southern.
So VMI won this Oyster Bowl, which my Louisiana accent and my New Orleans accent is making me want to call it the Oyster Bowl.
Oyster Bowl.
No, it's Oyster.
Oh my god, the Oyster Bar.
Oh my god, the Oyster Bowl, and it's just like we don't say oil, we say Earl.
Earl.
Yeah, so yeah, as soon as you're saying Oyster Bowl, and I'm like, it's
Oyster
Oyster.
Bowl.
It's Oyster.
Oyster.
Oyster Bowl. But
Uh,
yeah, the Keydets, they won the Oyster Bowl in 1981. Then they lost in 82, lost in 84, lost in 87, lost in 88, lost in 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. And then they didn't hold the game in 96, 97, and
They
98.
just stopped because it hurt too much.
And then, wait. But VMI came back in 2018, and then they lost to Old Dominion.
77-14 lost to Old
God,
Dominion, by the way.
Keydets,
Okay.
why? Why Keydets?
Old Dominion is the team that hosts this game now, basically.
VMI has an Oyster allergy.
Charlotte wins this game 38-22 over Old Dominion. Old Dominion 2019, were they FCS at the point? No, yeah, they were in Conference USA at that point. Yeah, I can never remember when they moved.
Please enjoy the Oyster Bowl poster I've just posted in the chat.
Oh God.
Ooh.
Oh, that's nice. Wait.
This is
So did you
Oh,
get
that's
the
great.
68th annual Oyster Bowl? Oyster? Is there a 69th Oyster Bowl?
the Keydive Shrine. Khedive Shrine is the one that
Shriners?
sponsors this game and still does.
Yes. They are
Nice.
one of the many mystic orders of the.
I do have questions about the quarterback's like throwing mechanic here because he's got his arm like back behind his head.
Pit girl, look what I found.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Ooh,
Navy Pitt.
yeah.
Oh.
So they do get a bowl bid, and they go to the best bowl. They go to the Bahamas Bowl, first bowl in program history. Get to go to the Bahamas.
Hell
Aw.
yeah.
Really can't complain about that.
It wasn't the Popeyes Bahamas Bowl, though.
This was the Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl.
Hmm.
You get to play an 8-5 MAC team. Unfortunately, this is Lance Leipold, Buffalo.
Oh no.
Oh
Uh,
no.
They weren't
Charlotte,
like,
no.
great at this point, but it was 8-5. It was an 8-5 Buffalo team that was on the up. The Charlotte loses 31-9, but who the fuck cares? They're in the Bahamas.
We're in the Bahamas. I mean, like, you got to go to another country for a bowl game. It doesn't matter if you win or lose that one. You're a winner, no matter what. You just going to that game, you're a winner.
This team, by the way, also had 2 NFL draft picks. The Charlotte team. Alex Highsmith, DE, went to the Steelers, and Cameron Clark, offensive tackle, went to the Jets. This is a good blueprint for what this team should be going forward, and it never quite meets these heights again. In 2020, the cursed COVID season, they went 2-4, but you can't count that. Will Healy went 5-7 in 2021, and in a kind of weird move, honestly, Charlotte fired Will Healy after 8 games in 2022. They had gone, let me find it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They went 1-7 in those first 8 games.
Eesh.
But this was a whole feeling. I remember this happening last year and everyone going like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And we're back to they hired Biff Poggi.
Yeah,
And-
this was a weird one because after Charlotte had that success in this season that we're talking about, if you could look up how many coaches left that staff, like Charlotte did not have the funding to keep their offensive coordinator. their defensive coordinator, any of their analysts. So Will Healy was trying to put everything together on the fly again in 2020, and then COVID hit. And so it's just kind of like a bad timing for Will Healy. I feel like he had stuff going, but he just could not keep a staff together. And then I feel like he got picked apart again the year after that because they were somewhat relevant again. And then when he goes 1-7, 1-8, I mean, they did get blasted by FCS William and Mary. That was kind of like the last straw there, but it's really,
and by blasted he means 44. It was actually
an FCS team beat you by like 4 touchdowns, I think what it was.
Now a pretty good William and Mary.
Oh yeah,
they made the playoffs.
They were like
lost to Montana State 55-7. Don't look about that.
Yeah.
But like pretty good William and Mary.
One thing I will say is that, I feel like he should have got a little bit more of a chance. But the thing is, like, as we talked about earlier, Charlotte's going to the American now. So they have to upgrade everything. Are they ready? I remember we saw like the thing from their stadium. Their stadium had like Windows 95 on it or something like that. But apparently that's an old picture.
Was old.
That's
it was
an old
old
picture. It's like a 5-year-old picture.
Not 95 old,
no.
but like 5 years old.
Because their program hadn't been around since like 2013. Yeah. So, their scoreboard came with Jerry Richardson Stadium, which is, I don't know, but...
Oh, hey, Pick Girl.
Uh-oh.
Biff Poggi. Just looking at his college career real fast, I want to need you to see where he's from.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, he played for Pitt.
He's a Pitt man!
Oh!
That feels right.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Sure. Wait, why did
he said he was born in Baltimore. His alma mater was Duke. But his playing career was Pittsburgh for 2 years as an O-lineman.
This is absolutely some, like, the real Biff Poggi died in Verdun.
Apparently, like, Biff Poggi has made like a lot of money investing somehow.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need like too much money to coach. So he's kind of doing coaching as like a side hustle, I guess.
ESPN says major college football prospect 30 years ago, as of 2009, so 40 years ago now, and played at the University of Pittsburgh alongside Dan Marino, Hugh Green, and Mark May.
Who knew?
Sure.
This is some. What was the main character from Mad Men? Don Draper. This is some Don Draper shit. Of like, I took the real Biff Poggi's identity.
Charlotte says he also played at Duke, so I guess he transferred.
Yeah, and keep in mind his Wikipedia page did not exist until he got his head coach job. So basically, there probably needs to be some Wikipedia updating. So any Charlotte Niner fans, please update the Wikipedia.
Well, folks, I think that's all we got for tonight. I think we covered so many things. Thank you.
Rate limit exceeded.